Idolatry is perhaps the greatest of all sins because it opens the door to unrestrained evil. That's why the first commandment is, thou shalt have no other God before me. You shall have no other gods before me. Because it opens the doors to evil of all kinds. Anybody who wants to say abortion is not evil, that's insanity again. It's insanity. It's evil. You look up the account of Kermit Gosnell, who's serving time in prison now, rightfully so, for killing 3 babies after they were born and murdering them. He ran an abortion clinic, and when we got reports of the inside of that clinic, it's like a house of horrors. Very, very unsanitized, nasty, jars of baby body parts on shelves as collector's items. And abortion's not murder, it's not wrong. What about Planned Parenthood, who it's been proven they were selling babies' body parts? Still are, exactly, still are. And yet, we have a court that allows them to do this, that says that's okay. What in the Constitution would even allow that? You show me. I've read the Constitution, front to back. I've read it. There's nowhere in there where something like that by the Constitution of this country is allowed or should be allowed. So, God speaks very clearly in the Bible on the value of unborn children. And I'm going to give, these scriptures I'm going to give to you right quickly. Jot them down. I'm going to read them, but you jot them down. Jeremiah 1:5. God's word says that he personally made each one of us, and he has a plan for each life. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. In Galatians 1:15, Paul says this, even before I was born, God had chosen me to be his. Even before I was born. You were chosen by God even before you were born for a purpose and a destiny in this life. God chose you. Therefore, no man has a right to play God and take that human life. Nobody. Mother included. Now let me interject here in case I forget or in case it slips by me. Let me interject here. Let me say this. I know women feel beat up and condemned about abortion. Most of them already feel guilty enough after they have it. And then they feel like we as Christians beat up on them and condemn them and send them to hell. No, any women who have been through this, any women who may be listening by way of the video, any women who has done this, God will provide grace. And God will forgive. I want to make that plain. God will forgive. There are consequences still to follow after our sin, but God will forgive. You need to cry out to the grace of God and cry out for the mercy of God, and God will forgive, and you can become a functioning, productive Christian and citizen of this society, and God will forgive. He'll help cleanse away your guilt and all these things. So I want to make that plain. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is a sin. It is murder. And so because God is the only one that can give life, he's the only one that has the right to take life. Psalm 139, verse 13 and 16 says this, for you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. We went several months ago to baby dedication. We broke this verse down. I'm not going to do that this morning. But I want to just give you the reference. Psalm 139, 13 and 16. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Your hands, in Job chapter 10, verse 8 through 12. Your hands have made me and fashioned me. Clothed me with skin and flesh. And knit me together with bones and sinews. You, God, have granted me life.